Okay, this is part 5. Today is January 5th of 2025. I'm reading the Pitter Patter Messages from Jesus. I'm still reading the first one from June 22nd of 2024. This darkness will pass from you every day I have determined for you until the fulfillment of my covenant, when I will save you and bring you back again into the garden, into the house of light you long for, in which there is no darkness. I will bring you to it in the kingdom of heaven. Amen. Again said God to Adam, all this misery that you have been made to take on yourself because of your transgression will not free you from the hand of Satan and will not save you, but I will, when I shall come down from heaven and shall become flesh of your descendants and take on myself the infirmity from which you suffer, then the darkness that covets you, that covered you is in this cave, shall cover me in the grave when I am in the flesh of your descendants. Wow. And I, who am without years, shall be subject to the reckoning of years, of times, of months, and of days. And I shall be reckoned as one of the sons of men in order to save you. And God ceased to commune with Adam. Reference John 12:46. Adam and Eve 17. The chapter of the serpent. The Adam and Eve came out at the mouth of the cave, or then Adam and Eve came out at the mouth of the cave and went towards the garden. But as they went near it, before the western gate from which Satan came when he deceived Adam and Eve, they found the serpent that became Satan coming at the gate and sorrowfully licking the dust and wiggling on its breast on the ground by reason of the curse that fell on it from God. And whereas before the serpent was the most exalted, my ear is ringing at 12:03. Oh, that's 321. Left ear. But the serpent was the most exalted of all beasts. Now it was, and whereas before the serpent was the most exalted of all beasts, now it was changed and become slippery and the meanest of them all. And it crept on its breast and went on its belly. Whoa, that confirms what Jesus has spoken. The serpent was most exalted of all beasts before. Wow. And whereas it was the fairest of all beasts, it had been changed and was become the ugliest of them all. And that's also referring as well to Lucifer. Instead of feeding on the best food, now it turned to eat the dust. Instead of living as before in the best places, now it lived in the dust. And whereas it had been the most beautiful of all beasts, all of which stood dumb at its beauty, it was now abhorred of them. And again, whereas it lived in one beautiful home to which all other animals came from elsewhere, and where it drank, they drank also of the same. Now after it had become venomous by reason of God's curse, all beasts fled from its home, and would not drink the water it drank, but fled from it. Adam and Eve, chapter 11. A recollection of the glorious days in the garden. Then Adam and Eve felt themselves burning with thirst and heat and sorrow. And Adam said to Eve, we shall not drink of this water, even if we were to die. O Eve, when this water comes into our inner parts, it will increase our punishments and that of our descendants. Both Adam and Eve then went away from the water and drank none of it at all, but came and entered the cave of treasures. But when in it, Adam could not see Eve, he could only hear the noise she made. Neither could she see Adam, but heard the noise he made. Then Adam cried in deep affliction and beat his chest, and he got up and said to Eve, where are you? And she said to him, look, I am standing in this darkness. He then said to her, remember the bright nature in which we lived when we lived in the garden? O Eve, remember the glory that rested on us in the garden. O Eve, remember the trees that overshadowed us in the garden while we moved among them. O Eve, remember that while we were in the garden, we knew neither night nor day. Wow. That proves that the garden was in heaven and spiritual before they fell. Think of the tree of life from below which flowed the water and that shed luster over us. Remember, O Eve, the garden land and the brightness thereof. Think of that garden in which was no darkness while we lived in it. Whereas no sooner did we come into this cave of treasures than darkness surrounded us all around, until we can no longer see each other, and all the pleasure of this life has come to an end. Enoch 16. From the day of the slaughter and destruction and death of the giants, from the souls of whose flesh the spirits have gone forth, shall destroy without incurring judgment. Thus shall they destroy until the day of the consummation, the great judgment in which the age shall be consummated over the watchers and the godless, shall be wholly consummated. And now, as to the watchers who have sent thee to intercede for them who had been aforetime in heaven, say to page 44 them, you have been in heaven, but all the mysteries had not yet been revealed to you, and you knew worthless ones, and these in the hardness of your hearts you have made known to the women, and through these mysteries women and men work much evil on earth. True that. Say to them, therefore, you have no peace. Enoch 8. And Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth and the art of working them, and bracelets and ornaments, and the use of antimony, and the beautifying of the eyelids, and all kinds of costly stones, and all coloring tinctures. And there arose much godlessness, and they committed fornication, and they were led astray, and became corrupt in all their ways. Semyaza taught enchantments and root cuttings. Amaros, the resolving of enchantments. Barachiel taught astrology. Kokabel, the constellations. Ezekiel, the knowledge of the clouds. Arachiel, the signs of the earth. Shamsiel, the signs of the sun. And Sariel, the course of the moon. And as men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to heaven. Calls of Enoch are happening now. This is what Jesus spoke between scriptures. Then he gave Enoch 41:1. And after that I saw all the secrets of the heavens, and how the kingdom is divided, and how the actions of men are weighed in the balance. And there I saw the mansions of the elect, and the mansions of the holy, and mine eyes saw there all the sinners being driven from thence, which deny the name of the Lord of spirits, and being dragged off. And they could not abide because of the punishment which proceeds from the Lord of spirits. XLI, I'm guessing this is Enoch, XLI 3-9, astronomical secrets. And there mine eyes saw the secrets of the lightning, and of the thunder, and of the secrets of the winds, and how they are divided to blow over the earth, and the secrets of the clouds and dew. And there I saw from whence they proceed in that place, and from whence they saturate the dusty earth. And there I saw closed chambers, out of which the winds are divided, the chamber of the hail and winds, the chamber of the mist, and of the clouds, and the cloud thereof hovers over the earth from the beginning of the world. And I saw the chambers of the sun and the moon, whence they proceed, and whither they come again, and their glorious return, and how one is superior to the other, and their stately orbit, and how they do not leave their orbit, and they add nothing to their orbit, and they take nothing from it, and they keep faith with each other in accordance with the oath by which they are bound together. Next part will be coming.